My name is Som Tamang. I am a Nepalese Australian. My fortunate life comes from a lifetime of fortunate unfortunates. I am come from a tiny village called Batase. It's only about 50 kilometers away from the main city capital Kathmandu, but it takes up to 5 hours to 8 hours drive in a local bus. It's really remote, untouched by the foreigners, untouched by the tourist trails. You walk along the tiny terraces or you drive in a really rough condition road, and it's just out of nowhere. It's like come from a National Geographic channel. It's mind-blowing, and everything's still like 12th century. Everything operates very world style. It's really remote village. When I was really young, I knew there was something outside of the village, and I always wanted to be more knowledgeable, and I always learn outside of the village. I knew a lot of young kids from nearby the villages whose parents could afford to send them to school. They send their kids to school in Kathmandu. So I kind of wanted a similar opportunity. So I thought my parents can't send me. So I just thought I explore myself. And one day I followed someone who were walking to Kathmandu from Batase, and I just followed them. And I never told my mom or dad. I told nobody in the village that I was heading off to Kathmandu. So this gentleman from the village actually dropped me off to some rich person's home in Kathmandu. Apparently I was adopted on top of their 3 kids, but it was not adoption. I realized a few months later because I was just working, slaving away, washing clothes of their children, dropping the children off to their school, kindergarten. So that's what happened when I was 10. Years passed by me and never got enrolled to the school. So I actually flee the house. I ran away from the slavery and I returned back to Batase Village. Then I tried to go back to school in Batase again in village, but it was hard. So by then I decided that I give up my dream of becoming educated or completing school. So I promised myself that I'm gonna go back to Kathmandu again and look for work and educate my brothers and sisters and help out my family. Then focused on working in the labor industry, and that's when I really started my trekking job as a porter. I was carrying 40 to 50 kilo per day, trekking through the mountain regions of Annapurna and Everest Base Camp. We're freezing. We're on top of Mira Peak with Dinesh, Stefan, and Cody from America, and Stefan from Germany. Huh? Basically, once I became a porter, then I learned English as I was being a porter, and very soon I was promoted to become a guide, and I became a guide, and guide means a big job. A guide means a big income. So the guiding also gave me a lot of knowledge. Then that's what really gave me opportunity to learn more and also come to Australia to study English. So in 2003 I came to Australia to study English, but then that led up to permanently living in Australia, doing my university degree and starting the charity to help back Batase Village. So no children can actually be in my situation as a child when they're 8 or 10 years old, becoming trapped in slavery in hope of going to school in Kathmandu. So as a young boy, I think it wasn't that bad, but if it was as a girl trapped into slavery, they would go into much more abuse and much more hardship because they are a girl. Unfortunate life still happens today in Batase. So a lot of families and a lot of brothers, a lot of fathers and mothers, they don't believe the girls actually can be outside of the home other than just get married at 13 and have a baby, look after the husband's family. They believe the woman shouldn't be going out to earn money. So it's a serious need of change in the village. Yeah, Tekin, Nepal is taking a huge role in changing perception of the village girls and also providing a fantastic opportunity to grow themselves into something else and allowing them to go to college after school in Batase, allowing them to earn a very good income, and also Tekin, Nepal is giving the opportunity of interaction and exchange in culture.
Now we are in Everest Base Camp, and then I'm very excited with everyone because we are success our destination. So yeah.
They make a good income so they can actually support themselves to go to higher school, go to college. This is an opportunity for young girls to expose and exchange stories with Western trekkers and get inspired. So Tekin, Nepal is really to change a life of Nepalese girls, and of course also we are changing many Western lives because we are creating the opportunity that no one can. It's only way to stop slavery is having a support and having a school in Batase Village. So that's when the Friends of Himalayan Children came about and helping extending school in Batase and building school in Batase, where I never got to go to school after grade 4.
40, 41, 42, 43.
I'm very proud and happy of how things are going, and it's growing. The supporters are growing, the company is growing, the charity is growing, young people are being inspired and motivated. So if I'm looking at 10 years ago now, it's just looking so positive. So there's no stopping for what I do, doesn't matter what, but it's only to achieve more and better.